In this video, we're going to cover a couple of small things that need to be dealt with sooner or later, and they just didn't fall within the categories of videos up to now. Glyphs and comments. If you recall a few videos ago, I was showing you text formatting, and if we look at this particular page, you can see that I'm using some strange characters here, or strange strings. They're green, and that is because I am trying to show the greater than and less than symbols. And of course, in HTML, as we all know, our tags are enclosed within less than and greater than symbols. If I try to use the simple symbols themselves within a p tag, it doesn't work very well. So it's thinking that I want to put in another tag. So what I have to use are what are called glyphs, or entities, symbol entities. And in HTML, you've got named and numbered entities. A few of the most common ones are named, and they always start with an ampersand, and they always end with a semicolon. And in this case, the LT means lesser than, and the GT means greater than. And if you have the ampersand and the semicolon at the beginning and end of these two letters, it will render this character. This is the designerstoolbox.com, and this has the glyphs and the descriptions, the names or the numbers, and you can choose either the name or the number code. If you're looking for one in particular, you just go down the list and look for the proper one. And here is less than and greater than, LT and GT. Okay, the next issue is comments. And to show you comments, I'll show you we'll go back to the section article page. You can create comments by enclosing it in a certain characters. In this case, it's the lesser than and exclamation mark, and then dash dash. And once that once I do that, you'll see that everything has gone gray. And what that means is that I have disabled all of this text by putting these four characters in. But what I really want to do is I want to just be able to put a comment, put something in here, and we'll say, call it section 1. And then to close the section, I do dash dash lesser than sign. And that's given me a place where I can give myself a note to say, this is section 1, but this is not to be interpreted by the browser. Do the same thing down here. Section 2. You can have them on two different lines. So if you've got a situation where you have turned off the text wrap, as I've done here, you can start your thought and then continue it on the next line. If you really want to make something that gets the attention, you can use these kinds of these kinds of characters. And we'll save it and just make sure that we're not able to see any of our comments, and we can't. So where I had this section here, I'm going to get rid of it because I already have a reminder here that this is a section. I'll put this right here. And then here, I'll put a comment and I'll say Article 1. Comment generously. You may know what you're doing now, but next year you may look at your code and have no idea. So put in comments. You may have a situation where you're working with in a team, and comments are good to let other team members, people who you may be handing this code off to someone later on, put comments in. When in doubt, comment.